my friends. Hi, Barbie. So very weird for me to be on a Tuesday night. Very strange. But I'm filling in for Skunky Junk. It's a Skunky Junk takeover. So hello, my friends. I think that's how Sean always opens his sales. Hello, my friends. How is everyone? So I know that a notification went out a half hour ago saying I was going to be on in a half hour, which is super cool. And I already had somebody send me their info to pre-register for the sale, which was awesome. I love it when people do that. Yes, it was so sunshiny here today. Absolutely gorgeous. My parents were out working in the yard today. It's beautiful. Hi, Nate. So I will make sure, like Sean does, that I am done in an hour and a half so that everyone can head over to Joni's channel, watch Vintagerous. And I know there's more people in here. Hi, Susan. Thank you for registering. I appreciate that. So I need 25 more subscribers to get to 500. That's all I need. And I've been watching that number and I needed 26 and then I needed 24 and then I needed 25 again. It's just floating right there. You know, when you don't watch it, then it moves and you don't even know. And then you check it and all of a sudden you're at a higher number. But because I've been watching it, it's not moving. Hello. I can't remember your name, Ancestral Beginnings. I know it. I'm sorry. I don't ever want to call people the wrong name. I don't want to do that. Hi, Stacy May. Mary. Hello, Mary. So, as you can see, I'm Sean tonight. Taking over for Sean. While he's super busy with work this week, I am doing a sale tonight. It just feels weird on a Tuesday night to be on my own channel. My dad, hi Kim. So my dad knew I was taking over for Sean tonight. So first thing today, he sent me a dad joke. So I have a dad joke my dad sent me. I have to write them down. I'm no good at telling jokes. So I can't just like work them into the conversation like Sean does. But here's my dad's dad joke. My friend called me at work the other day and told me he was changing his name to Spinal Column. I told him I'd call him back. And that joke is from my dad, so it's a true dad joke. There you go. Hi, Michelle. So half of my items tonight will be brand new. You haven't seen them before. Or you may have seen them in a haul, but I haven't had them up for sale. And then the other half I've had in one sale before, and I've brought them back. So hopefully, even if you've watched all of my sales before, you'll get to see something new tonight and find something that you like. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All of the information is in the description box below. If you don't know how to access that, you X out of live chat, and right above the X where you X out of live chat, there's going to be an arrow pointing down. If you hit that arrow, the description box will come up and you can read everything in there. And since it's just me and I don't have a super helpful Carol like Sean does, occasionally I will pause to read the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. And I will invoice by the end of the week. I've been very good about it. I do give myself 7 days from the sale that I did, but I have been very good about getting all of the invoices out by Sunday. And then everybody's been great about paying before I head to the post office on Monday. So it's been working really well. I've got a really good system in place right now. But since this is like such a super, super busy month because we had Mother's Day, it's my birthday, my sister's birthday, my dad's birthday. I have 2 siblings that have wedding anniversaries this month, and we are planning my mom's 50th wedding anniversary party, which is next month. And the planning is taking up a lot of time too. So, plus, garage sale season has officially started. So I'm trying to be faster about my shipping instead of waiting until Friday and Saturday. I've been trying to do a little bit during the week too. So yeah, so super, super busy. Plus, when it's gorgeous like it is and garage sales are going on, I want to be out garage sailing. Lots and lots of stuff. Well, I know there are a lot of people who are having sales tonight. So if you're here hanging out with me, I appreciate you. We're going to get started. I love this first item. These are big. So if you saw my Instagram, you saw a picture of them. Look at these. So salt and pepper shakers. And you got to love how I swore I wasn't going to buy anymore. But when my niece FaceTimed me from this garage, so I was like, how much do they want? Can you buy them all? And so she did. So there is the Japan sticker. This set does not have its stoppers. I'm thinking rainbow trout. I'm not a fisherman, but they are big. So from nose to tail, they are just a tad over 4.5 inches long. So nice big set. So that was that one. And then I do not see any cracks or chips on them. One of the sets does have a small ding on it, but not this one. They are in gorgeous shape. Hi, Delbert. Thanks for hanging out with me. So I love the colors on them. I love how big they are. So if you collect salt and peppers, or if you have a cabin where you want to decorate with fish because you fish there a lot, these are perfect for that. And they are only $8, number 8. $8, number 8 for the fishy shakers. Hi, Helen. If I miss saying hi to you, hello. Thanks for being here. Oh, and in that lot, there was a single shaker. So this guy is going to be, hi, Chad. This guy is going to be a giveaway tonight. So if you purchase something, I will write your name down at the end of the night. I will draw, he's very light. I will draw out a name and you'll get this single shaker because he doesn't want to be lonely. My second item is a bank. It is, is that cat here or no? Just dirt. Mark Japan. That's not a crack. It looks like a pencil mark. But it does have its stopper. It is Mark Japan right there. It is missing some paint. The paint has had some damage here, and the paint has had some damage right there along the edge. So over time, I think it's just been bumped a bit. But no cracks, no chips. It's very imitation Snoopy. And it stands 4.5 inches tall. It's 3.25 inches wide. It's a bank. It's fabulous. Still has its stopper. And he also, $8, number 16. $8, number 16. And hello, Kim, if I did not say hello. Next item, made in Belgium. It's the spice jars. It's the little ones. It's not the bigger ones. I have the canister type ones, the big ones in the green in my kitchen. These are just the little spice jars. You can see Container made in Belgium there on the bottom. No chips, no cracks on these. You get them both. And they would have been a set, I think, of 8 for spices. They both still have their stoppers. Very clean on the inside. They only stand 4.5 inches tall. That big. They are $10, number 4. $10, number 4. I'm jingling things. I showed these the other day. I love these. I think they are so cool. It's a set of 4 drinking glasses, and they have fish etched into them. You did not miss it. I think you've been here since I started because the first thing that I started with was the fish shakers. So I've just started. I don't know if you can see the fish, and they're etched into the glass. They're indented in there, so you can. I couldn't find a maker. I couldn't find any info about them. I do believe they've got some dishwasher damage on the bottom of them. So I think here again with the cabin theme, but because Sean has a cabin, so I pulled some cabin themed ideas. And I think that they would be great in a cabin, a lake house. I just love them with the fish on them. And they're a generous size. Hello, Vintage and Vino. Sorry, reading the chat. So for all 4 of them, it is $10, number 12. $10, number 12. My next item, if you saw my haul, you saw this. It is a Pear milk glass plate with, are those dogwood flowers on the back? It's so weird that there's fruit on the front and then flowers on the back, but it's gorgeous. No chips, no cracks. I sold a strawberry one before and then came across this pear and I thought, oh, I like that, getting that. It's possibly Hazel Atlas. It is 8 inches long, and at its widest point, it's 5 inches across. They're not super uncommon, and they would have been in a set, but I think they just make a fantastic trinket dish, throw your keys in by the door. I mean, you could even use it for a soap dish. It's a little large for that, but it definitely makes a statement. Hi, Geneva. Hi, Kelly. So this one, just $6, number 20. $6, number 20 for the milk glass pear plate. I just love that it's got fruit on one side and flowers on the back. My next item is this little train planter. Just a little guy. But to me, he looks like Thomas the Tank Engine. Just like the bank looked like Snoopy. This one looks like Thomas the Tank Engine. And he's just little. Now he does, I think that they glued in one of those pieces of florist foam because I could not get that out. That is not dirt. I scrubbed. So it's glue of some kind. It's that old glue that does that. Hi, Sherry. It is 3.5 inches long, 3 inches tall. So just a little one. Super cute. Nice detail on the front. The back is plain. Doesn't have the flowers. The front has the flowers. And he's got a face. So he is $8, number 7. $8, number 7. So, second dad joke. What's the best thing about Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus. Oh my goodness. I'm not a joke teller. Not a joke teller. Look at my pretty uranium glass. Picked that up at an antique store for $2. It's got that. I know there's a name for that painting that. But it's so pretty. And today I'm drinking iced tea instead of hot tea because it was a little warm today. Okay, Nate, are you ready? Is this what you were asking about? So when I did some research on this, I found that some of them, like the one I have, are plain on the bottom. And then other ones had imprinted a name and a date. And I didn't do further research than that, but this one is plain. Just so you know. And obviously you can tell it is the cobalt blue. Yeah, I love slag glass. So Carnival glass, toothpick holder, just a little guy. 2 3/4 tall. I'd originally picked this one up for, or maybe my niece got it. We were together, I think. And she decided it did not go with her collection. I think she has a lot more marigold in her collection than the darker colors. That blue is pretty. So this guy is going to be $10, number 15. $10, number 15 for the Carnival glass Indian chief is what he was labeled as online. All right, and I see Ancestral Beginnings first. Thank you. Sorry, Nate. My next item, I love this guy. It's an owl sun catcher. I just think he's fabulous. He's just a little guy. He is. Nate, I also have a piece of Wedgewood later. Do you collect Wedgewood? I don't remember. He's 3 inches. To me, he's very 1970s. Because the glass comes, it rounds out a bit on his belly and his eyes. He is $10, number 3. Okay, so Nate, do you want it? You guys let me know. I shipped to Canada, but I've never shipped outside of the US or Canada. So that'll be a new experience for me, but I'm willing to do it. So Nate, let me know if you want it, because Ancestral Beginnings is willing to let you have it. And thank you, Kelly. I've got you down for that. And I will put you in the drawing. Okay. So let me write down Nate instead. Nate, I don't think I have your info. So make sure you get that to me. All right. And then we'll figure out the shipping later this week. That will be an adventure. Okay. Next item is this darling guy. I got him, I think, back in March. And I was going to save him for graduation season. And then all of a sudden it was May. I blinked and it was May. And so I almost missed my opportunity to offer him. Kids are graduating right and left right now. My one niece has prom at the end of the week on Saturday. So that's another thing I'm going to have going on Saturday. I'm going to go up and take pictures of her in her gorgeous dress. But anyway, almost missed offering this guy. He's a little guy. He does not have a maker. I'm sure he's Japan, but I do know he's not Lefton, because when I looked these up, the Lefton ones had a distinctive difference. I don't remember what it was now, but I wrote down not Lefton. So this one is not Lefton. But look at the eyelashes. He's fantastic. He is 4 inches tall. 4 inches tall and $10. $10, number 11. No chips, no cracks on them. I just couldn't identify. So many of these companies in the 50s and 60s copied off of each other and then fought it out. Thank you, Carrie Ann. Fought it out in the court system over who was copying off of who. So unless they have the original stickers, they're very hard to identify. And then a lot of times they were just marked Japan. Hi, Carol. So if you've just come in, if you purchase tonight, your name's going to go into a drawing and someone's going to get this single fish shaker. He came in a lot of shakers just by himself, and he was a souvenir piece from New Mexico. He still has a stopper, but he also has some kind of marking on the bottom. I don't know if somebody wrote on him. I don't know. But that's my little giveaway tonight. He's very lightweight. In honor of Skunky Junk, since the skunkster has a cabin that he says I can come stay at. He made that offer last week. I heard him saying, hi, Kaz. Okay, so you may have seen me offer up the Pyrex cereal bowl in a sale in the last couple of weeks. I got upside down. Pyrex cereal bowl, just a little one. I found a Fire King. So offering these together, Fire King and Pyrex. I thought that was fun, but then I turned around and found a Fire King at a garage sale. So 2 bowls together, and they're going to be $8 for both, number 19. I have a small collection of milk glass coffee mugs that I drink out of, and every one of them is different because I like to pick up like the glass I'm drinking out of tonight. It was a single, but I like to pick up, you know, things that go with what I've already got. They don't have to be sets. So I thought somebody might do the same thing I do. Hi, Chris. Yes, I want to hear a dad joke, Nate, because I'm terrible. Hi, Jeannie. I'm terrible at them. I'm trying to channel Sean here, but I'm terrible at the jokes. So $8, number 19 for both the Pyrex and the Fire King little cereal bowls. Did you hear the one about the very old man who walked everywhere barefoot, so his feet were very sore? He didn't eat very much, so he was very thin and weak, and his breath was very bad. That's a good one. He was a super calloused, fragile mystic vexed by halitosis. That was fantastic, Nate. Fantastic. Far better than my jokes. Fantastic. Okay, so here's my next dad joke, which is not going to be anywhere near as funny as Nate's. I'm afraid for the calendar. Its days are numbered. Those are my dad jokes. Okay, so next I have hobbyist piece. Very well done. And when I looked these up, I didn't find any with this particular coloring. I found a lot of them in gold. So very Hollywood Regency with the gold. But these were done in 1977. And they're very white iridescent. My ring light's wishing it out a bit, but they're very iridescent. I think they're the same color as my mermaid back here. But they are marked on the back with the person's initials. So GLM and then 77 on both of them. I don't know if you can see that. So it's the two of them. No, I think you would hang them like this. But they have the two holes on the back. And they are in really good condition. No chips, no cracks. The wings are still good. They're holding their little garlands. So obviously more commonly done in gold, because I found a bunch of them in gold online available, but did not see this really pretty iridescent white. So they are $10 for the set. $10, number 6. $10, number 6. And thank you guys for being here. I know there's a lot of people having sales tonight. I appreciate that you came here and hung out with me in my Skunky Junk takeover. All right, got a fairy lamb. Price is really good. I know probably everybody that wants one has one now, but just in case you don't have one yet, I have one of the Cubist fairy lamps. This one is not marked Homeco. So I don't know which company. It has a really good feel. Some of the inside bits here have little flea bites from it, you know, being picked up and put back down. but no major. Then as I say that, I see that one right there. That's the only chip I think on that, on the bottom. But no cracks. It's really, really good shape. And it is 4.5 inches tall, like 5 inches wide. The classic clear is so pretty in this cubist because with a real candle, when your real candle flickers, it just throws the most beautiful light all around the room. My mom has one of these. And I had it on my table before my mom took it. So this one, I got a super good price on it. Picked it up at a garage sale. It's only $12. $12, number 14. Yeah, Kaz, I can do a recap at the end. We'll have plenty of time because Sean usually goes from 7:30 to 9. And I'm already halfway through and we're only half hour in. So yeah, I can definitely do a recap at the end if you guys want me to. All right, I have, so not all of those shakers that I picked up were, ooh, I should have wiped these down. Not all of them were fish. I got a pair of alligators or crocodiles. I'm not sure which. Oh, they're so cute. I love these. They did need a little wipe down. They do still have their cork stoppers. They are not marked Japan. They look Japan to me, but you know, they're not marked Japan, so I don't know. But they need a little wipe down, but they're so stinking cute. I just got all of these shakers. So no chips, no cracks. There's 3 holes in that one's head, 4 holes in that one. I just think it's so stinking cute. I get a kick out of them. I don't know why. They are from tip of the tail to the nose, just under 4 inches long. So they're smaller than the fish that I had at the beginning. But cute little alligator dudes. $8, number 2. $8, number 2. Crocodiles. All right. I knew there was a way to tell. I see you. Ancestral beginnings. For those. And I will give them a wipe down. I didn't realize that they were a little dirty. And then we put your name in the drawing. Thank you very much. Okay, next item. The Avon Bear. I love this guy too. And it reminds me of Sean. Doesn't Sean just seem like a big teddy bear? So I brought him back. I'd offered him before, but I brought him back because I think he's fantastic. He does not have his sticker anymore. He doesn't have the box, although he's still full. And I leave that up to you as to whether or not you want me to empty it. If you still want the cologne or perfume that's inside these bottles, because I sold the little doe one and to Steph, and she wanted the perfume inside of it. So I do a double bag then. And I had looked it up, and the post office online said that it needed to ship ground, which was more expensive. And then when I got there, he's like, oh no, it can ship regular. It's fine. I'm like, Okay, so it shipped regular, which was cheaper. I refunded her like $4 for it, but so this little guy, and he's not that little, he's a nice size. He's been keeping me company here on the shelf in front of the window. He's a touch over 7 inches tall, so he's a nice size. I just think he's fantastic. And here again, I think he would be another item that would look great if you had a cabin or a cabin theme. I know some people just like that. They decorate that way. Or a man cave. He would look good in a man cave. Is that even a thing anymore? Do people still do man caves? I love him. I think he's fantastic. He's only $6. $6, number 10. And I hadn't seen him before. Of course, Avon made so many bottles that unless I had a book, I'm still always going to see new ones, I think. Okay. This little dish, it's got a bird on it. Just a little trinket dish. And it is Adult Japan. Still has its original sticker. And it says hand-painted Lenwild China, Adult Japan. That's hand-painted? Huh. I would have thought it was a transfer. Hand-painted. It is, it's just a little itty bitty one. 3 3/4 inches wide. This big. It's very pretty. If you're a bird collector, or if you just like pretty things. $6, number 18. $6, number 18. And a good portion of what I've brought tonight, I've already found at garage sales. And garage sale season has just started. I have been finding some great stuff. Okay, ready for another dad joke? Although, every now and then I would tell my kids a dad joke. And this seems like one I would have said. My daughter told me I should do lunges to stay in shape. I told her that would be a big step forward. See, I think they're funny. All right, Kelly, I see you for the Avon Bear. Do you want me to empty him? Let me know. And I've got you in the drawing. Hi, Rebecca. See, Rebecca laughed at me. That one was my favorite dad joke. I'm done with the dad jokes now. Okay, so next, I think this is something really cool. Okay, I will ship him full, but I'll probably triple bag him. He's got a lot of cologne in there. Hi, Margarita. So when I saw this, I thought that looks like, I saw it across the, it was in the inside in the garage sale. We looked at some stuff outside and I see it and I'm like, well, that looks like Wedgewood. Because it does look like Wedgewood, right? And then I picked it up and I'm like, well, that's not Wedgewood. And it says, he got a bath today, so he still got water on him. Canada Art Pottery made in Canada. So I picked it up anyway, just because it's a nice, I mean, you could put a plant in there that's going to look super cute. And it's beautiful. And the pattern's beautiful, right? So I looked it up and it turns out the guy who started this company in Canada, worked for Wedgewood for 14 years before he moved to Canada and started his own company. And the company was from 1926 to 1953. So he worked for Wedgewood for 14 years and then started his own pottery company in Canada. And he made these pieces that look very much like Wedgewood. And he even imprinted them in the bottom like Wedgewood does theirs. It just says E Canada Art Pottery. So I think it would make a super planter. I believe it was used as a planter because I scrubbed some dirt out of it today. And I love it. And it feels nice. It feels buttery. So I loved it. I picked it up. It's $15. $15, number 5. Okay. I had this one up in a sale. I didn't sell it. I'm bringing it back. It's made in Italy. You see made in Italy right there. I could not find the mark. It looks like a VE. I couldn't figure it out, but I love green. And I know a lot of people associate green glass with Christmas. It's 6 inches tall, but I think green is spring and summery because everything is green around here in the spring and summer. Then we get into late summer and everything's brown and dead and gross. But this time of year, this green is just everywhere. The trees are exploding with green. The grass is all growing everywhere. So 6-inch vase or candle holder. I think you could put a small pillar candle in there very comfortably. Super pretty. It's got this great shape. And it's made in Italy. You could use it as a vase. You could absolutely use it as a vase, but you could use it as a candle holder too. It's not hand blown. It's got, did I see a, it's definitely pressed. And it is $12, number 13. $12, number 13. Now here's the Wedgewood, because I do have a little tiny piece of Wedgewood. And I don't know anything about Wedgewood. I know that it may have been the very first one that Katie and Patrick and Nate did on Wedgewood. Not the duo dive. I can't remember the name of it. If Nate's still here, he can tell us. But I haven't gotten to watch it. And it says, you know, Wedgewood, made in England there, imprinted on the bottom. And I will tell you that the Canada piece is much softer than the actual Wedgewood piece. Like there's just a softness to this piece, this E Canada pottery piece. And the color, when I looked it up, just you know, a quick search on it said lilac and then it said lavender. So I'm not sure what officially Wedgewood, if I had started to do research on Wedgewood, I would have accomplished nothing else that day. So I figure if you're a Wedgewood collector, yeah, there, Nate says lilac, then you know. And it also said it was the Aurora Charioteer, but also said it was the Aurora Pegasus. And it is tiny. It is a tiny, tiny plate. 3 inches big. And this is the first piece of Wedgewood I have ever come across. So this tiny, tiny plate is going to be $8, number 1. $8, number 1. And I just based the price on what other similar things were selling for or had sold for recently. So if I'm asking too much, Nate can tell me and I can lower the price. Or if I'm asking too little, Nate can tell you you're getting a great bargain. All right, I see Nate for that first. Now Nate can tell you he got a great bargain. Awesome, awesome. Okay, I've shown it before. I'm bringing it back because it's super pretty. Hi, Marianne. It is this blue optic bowl. It's just a serving bowl. I couldn't find anything about it when I did research on it. I picked it up at the antique store, but that antique store is not particularly strict about whether something has to be a certain age or not. Because I picked up a lavender colored Daisy and Buttons decanter that I adore. I love it. And when I took it up to the register, the guy's like, you know that's not that old. And I'm like, I don't care. I love it. So they're not super strict about whether or not something is vintage and or antique. So I don't know anything about it, but it's just a pretty serving bowl. If your kitchen is in these colors and you need a little vegetable serving bowl, this here is your bowl. It's in really good shape, no chips, no cracks. $8, number 9. $8, number 9. And then my last item of the night is tiger sharks. Or maybe there's some other fish I don't know about. But to me, they look like tiger sharks. They've got to look at the fin. I love these. These do have their stoppers. That one is marked Japan. I didn't see any chips on them. I love these guys. And these are just a tad bit shorter than the first ones I showed, just under 5 inches long. So they're a nice size. So here's the first one. Here is the second one. Did you guys hear my cat yelling? He's been very clingy. Okay, if you two change your mind, just let me know if I need to change something. I think they're fantastic. They're so fun. So these guys are going to be $8, number 17. $8, number 17. Okay, so I'm putting Kaz down for the Wedgewood. I'll change the name on there. Okay. You guys are so nice to each other. And I will show you some of the things from the beginning. This pair from the beginning is much heavier than this pair. So I'm calling these rainbow trout. They have Japan, but no stoppers. And these are big dudes for salt and pepper shakers. And they were just $8, number 8 on those. $8, number 8. And then I had the bank, which is very Snoopy-esque, but not Snoopy. And that's Japan also. Still has a stopper. $8, number 16. I had the Belgium spice jars. These are the little ones, not the big canisters. Well, bigger. They're not giant, but for both of them, $10, number 4. And they both still have their plastic, so they do seal nicely. He's just pitching a fit outside of the door. He's been so clingy today. And then I had these 4 drinking glasses with the fish etched onto them, which I think would be perfect if you had a cabin or a lake house. The bottoms, the very bottoms, look like they have a bit of dishwasher damage, but the glass part does not. So if you want a set of glasses that will go with that kind of cabin theme, and you want to be able to throw them into the dishwasher, these would be perfect for that. They're only $10, number 12. It's a nice generous size glass. I had the milk glass. He's being so loud. The milk glass pear plate, which was $6, number 20, has fruit on the front and flowers on the back. No chips, no cracks. It's in really good condition. Had the little train planter made in Japan with his little face. And he's just a little guy too. Okay. $8, number 7. $8, number 7. And I am on the lookout for horse stuff, Kaz. I will be on the lookout this weekend when I'm hoping to get some garage sailing in the morning, since I've got to be up at my mom's for my niece's prom so I can take pictures of her. Oh, her dress is gorgeous. Gorgeous. It's so pretty. And I will post some of those on Instagram. She lets me do that. So I had a Pyrex bowl and a Fire King bowl. Now the Fire King bowl is smaller, but if you like milk glass in your kitchen, there's the Fire King. Here's the Pyrex bowl. I thought they were fun. I picked them up separately at garage sales, and I'm selling them together. Those are $8, number 19. And I think that was the first half, so I think everybody else probably saw everything. I had the hobbyist piece cherubs. Those were $10, number 6. And then the fairy lamp, $12, number 14. I think that was everything. Thank you guys for hanging out with me as I took over for Sean tonight. I appreciate that. So in a little more than a half hour, Joni should be on, Vintagerous. Hello, Peachy Me. Let me look that up. Number 8, so the fish shakers. And then number 20, the Pear dish. If I got that wrong, tell me. Did you see the other fish shakers that I had? This was the other pair that I had. Because these were $8, number 17. But these are just better quality. Oh, Lemmy. I have a clown coming up at before I lose track, let me set those back there and write her name down for the drawing. I have a clown. I'll show you. Because Barbie and I do that. Thanks, Barbie. Barbie and I do that sale, Fun and Funky. And this guy will be at our next Fun and Funky sale. Oh, look at that face. Ooh. So you will have to come to our next Fun and Funky sale if you like clowns, because he'll be there with his massively oversized hands and big feet. Ugh. Oh, Marianne, I was just glad you were here. So I did want to talk about something since we finished a little bit early. You don't have to stay, but if you have time before you head over to Joni's channel and catch her sale, you can hang out and talk for a minute. So, you know, both Sean and I and a lot of us resellers really preach being kind. And I know in a couple of my videos that I've put up, I've also talked about being kind to yourself. So I wanted to talk about another way we can be kind, and particularly the vintage community, because, hi Angela, a lot of us in the vintage community, both buyers and sellers, have chronic illnesses. And so some people are very open about it. I know that Catherine Young, if you follow Catherine, posted today on her Instagram about her chronic illness and some of the issues she was having. So it was slowing down her packing and getting things invoiced. And then others have chronic illnesses that you, as the buyers, have no idea that seller is struggling. And then I know from talking to a lot of the buyers that a lot of you buyers do too. You get to shop here because you can't go out and shop because you're too sick, or some of you have IBS or Crohn's and you can't get too far from a toilet. There are people that are cancer survivors, and even though they are cancer free now, the treatment has made them exhausted, and so they cannot get out and do the things that they want to do. And hi, Leanne. And a lot of the sellers, the reason that we do this is because it allows us to work from home. We can go out and source on days when our health isn't too bad, and we can sit for the sales. We can sit while we pack an invoice, and we're on our own schedules. So there is a lot of chronic illness inside this community in both sellers and the buyers. But there are ways for us as sellers to be able to sell and still be mindful of our health. And one of those ways is communication. And I know from some of the buyers that I've talked to that they get upset when their stuff doesn't get shipped because they had no idea that person was back in the hospital because there was no communication. Or they had no idea that person had a fibromyalgia flare-up that landed them in bed for 3 days because there was no communication. So I think it's very important for all of us when we're being kind to remember to communicate. So if you as a buyer, and I have had people absolutely send me an email and say, I'm back in the hospital again. Can you hold that item? Or I'm back in the hospital. I don't know when I'll be out of the hospital. Can you cancel that invoice? Communication is very, very important. So that is why I give myself 7 days. Now, I have been invoicing much faster than 7 days, but I never know when I'm going to have a flare up. And if you've watched my videos, you probably know I have fibromyalgia, I have chronic fatigue syndrome, I have hypothyroidism, I have multiple chronic illnesses, and I'm allergic to everything. And I never know when I'm out in public if I'm going to be exposed to something that is going to send me into a very severe asthma attack, or is going to make me break out in head to toe hives. So I'm very careful about leaving my house. And reselling lets me stay at home and work from home. And when I do my sourcing, if I'm going to Goodwill or Volunteers thrift store, I'm in there on Mondays and Tuesdays. I'm not in there on the weekends. I can't be around a bunch of people. And I'm wearing a mask because I wore a mask before 2020 because my asthma is so severe that I cannot, I needed to filter out the smells way before that. I remember one time they had moved our Hobby Lobby to a new location, and I didn't even think about how much new construction would be in there, and all of that new construction would be gassing off chemicals. And my daughter and I ran into Hobby Lobby for the first time right after they'd reopened to get something, and I almost died because the asthma attack was so bad from breathing in all of that, the chemicals coming off all of that new construction. So I was wearing masks long before 2020, and people looked at me strange then. Since all the mask mandates have been dropped, people are looking at me strange again. I even have some that I wear that say chronically ill and chronically fabulous or something like that. But, I communicate that, and I hope I've communicated it clearly, that you'll always be billed within 7 days. Now, I did run into a problem, which wasn't my fault, but my bow wrap had been delayed, and I emailed every person who was waiting on an invoice from me because communication is key. So I know I have heard a lot of your stories in the chats. I read all the chats when I'm hanging out, even if I'm not talking because I'm doing stuff. I'm reading the chats. I know a lot of your stories. I know that you're suffering. I know that this is a way for you to be social. It's a way for me to be social. I'm lucky. I have a huge family. So I do get social in real life with my family, but it's not like I can just go to a bar and hang out because there's just so many things I'm allergic to that I can't risk my health in doing that. But communication. So it is really important that when you guys have issues as buyers and aren't able to pay for something because you're having a health issue, that you just send an email. Yeah. Yeah, my family are the only people I see in real life. And then my bestie, Jennifer, and her partner, Andy. Those are the only friends. And I know I can safely go to her house and there's going to be nothing there I'm going to be allergic to. I can safely go to my mom's. But sometimes I cannot even get into somebody's car because they'll have a car air freshener that will just about kill me. So yeah, you guys are absolutely a social outlet for me and also my income. Now, I will tell you that if you cancel an invoice because you claim that you are sick or in the hospital or your furnace went out, please don't let us see you buying in someone else's sale later that day, because we do see that. It has happened. And I know that all of you buyers talk to each other, and a lot of you are friends. Like on Instagram, you DM each other, just like us buyers talk to each other too. So I know that I started out as a buyer. That's how I started out. So I had made some friends with people before I became a seller, and we talked about who was reliable and who wasn't. And so I don't care if it takes you 3 weeks to invoice. If you say that, when I come to your sale, if you say at the beginning of your sale, I give myself 3 weeks to invoice. Thank you, Nate. Or if you have it written in your description because of this. And the other thing, there are moms. So there, a lot of the sellers, especially on Instagram, are moms with little kids. So if you get smacked down with a bout of the flu that runs through the entire family, and you've spent a whole week cleaning up puke, or if you've just spent a whole week stopping kids from scratching themselves because they got the chicken pox, you did not get invoiced, or you didn't get your invoices out. So, as long as there's communication, I know some of the Instagram moms will say right on there, I'm a mom of littles. This is how long it will take me to invoice. So it's just communication, I think, is the most important thing. And I know it's been a learning process for me. I've gotten much better about it. I have a whole big long, if you go look at the description box right now, there's a whole big long thing where I've tried to cover everything and I add to it. And I know it's a lot to read. You can go back later and read it. It's on any of my sale videos from, I think, the last month now. It's all in there, gives you the expectations. And I give myself that 7 days because I just never know if I'm going to have a fibromyalgia flare up and I'm not going to be able to finish the invoicing, or if I've had such a severe allergic reaction to something I was exposed to unknowingly that it sent me sick to bed. I just never know. But that's why 7 days is what I say. It's usually much faster than 7 days. I've been really, really good about it. But I try to communicate that that's the expectation. I would love to be able to invoice every evening, which some people who have chronic illness, they are able to invoice right after the sale. And for them, it works better. And then it's done and they don't have to worry about it. And maybe I'll get to that point, but I also like you to be able to combine shipping. So I don't know, I'm half of one, yes, Kaz, the pain is real. So I just think we all need to give each other that measure of kindness because you don't know. And sometimes it's not something someone wants to share. Their chronic illness is very personal to them. They don't want to talk about it. This is their escape. And so they don't bring it up. But communication, that's just, we don't know what people are going through. We need to be kind and we need to communicate. And we need to be honest because that person who canceled their info and then canceled their invoice because they were in the hospital and then were shopping that very same day in someone else's sale, that's not right. That's not honest. If you changed your mind, just say you changed your mind. If you bought something at Walmart and you took it back, that's just business. So you don't even have to give me a reason. If you have to cancel an invoice, as long as you say, you know what, I'm sorry, I impulse buyed and I got to cancel that. It is part of doing, it's disappointing, but it's part of doing business. But if you ghost me, and I'm going to be like, I know I'm going to see you in someone else's chat. So just communicate. Yeah. And we're all human. So if I were to have a fibromyalgia flare-up that was so bad, I could not invoice you guys within 7 days. Although I manage my health well enough now that hasn't happened in a very long time. I have had fibromyalgia for 26 years. So I do my best to do this amount that I know that I can do. And I try not to overextend and do this amount and then suffer for it and then I'm able to do nothing. But if something terrible were to happen and I could not, I would send emails to every single one of you and I would say, this is what has happened. This is my estimate for when I think I will get invoices out, because it's just, we have to communicate. And then I, on the other hand, cannot be upset if the person goes, well, I wanted that within the week, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel that invoice. And I have to accept that too. Yep. Yeah, that hasn't happened very often to me. And I have had a couple of people who had things happen that they couldn't pay, which was fine. They canceled the invoice. And then I had when I had to cancel the invoice because I hadn't heard from her and I'd sent reminders. And then she got a hold of me. She was very sorry. And she said, you're not going to block me from your channel, are you? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to block you. I just canceled the invoice because it had been so many days after. And she goes, well, I'd still like to pay for that. And I hadn't even unpacked the item yet. Sent her the invoice. She paid immediately and we're fine. But it was communication. It was absolutely communication. So just wanted to add that little thing on there. And also about being kind, because we don't know. We don't know. And I think that probably you don't know the extent of the people that you're talking to in the chat of their illnesses. So, Cass. And we're fine, aren't we, Cass? You're supposed to be able to see when someone looked at a invoice. I've actually never figured that out, Nate. And yes, Stacy, it is hard because look, I look perfectly healthy, right? But when you get to know me better, you'll be able to tell because I've looked back at my videos and I'm like, oh, I was having a flare up. I'll get a lot paler when I'm in an active flare up. I also, if I'm under a ton of stress, which makes a flare up, which causes a flare up, I immediately puff up. And so, yeah, if you go back and you're like, I think on that day she was probably in a lot of pain. But because I have mentioned it before, I have had people who send me emails and say, from buyers that are in the chat all the time, they're like, I had no idea you suffered from that. I do too. And you can see Stacy right there saying yes, she has fibromyalgia, and you're just in constant pain. And the constant pain gets to be tiring. So then you are chronically fatigued and it just kind of all snowballs together. And I don't talk about how I'm feeling daily on here because this is my happy place. This is my escape. I get to come, I get to be social. I get to show you beautiful things. And so I keep it light. But I did want to talk about how we just need to be kind because we just have no idea what people are going through. I know someone who, before 2020, had some mild social anxiety, but, functioned perfectly well, just got a little anxious if it was a social situation, who now has full-blown agoraphobia because the last 2 years were so stressful, and then they were not forced to go out and interact with people. In fact, they were the exact opposite, forced to stay home and not be able to talk to people. And so now they have full-blown agoraphobia, can't leave the house. So we have no idea what people are dealing with and suffering from. And yeah, Leanne, so many of us. Yeah, see, I don't do any medication whatsoever because of my severe allergies and my strange and negative reactions to medication. So I did go through a couple of years phase where they tried me on every single thing that they possibly could. And every few years I go back to the doctor and I'm like, anything new come out? Should we try something new? And so I think last time I was 2019 and they hadn't come up with anything new for me to try. Yeah. And with the spoon theory, you know, on days when I have sales, I'm saving all of my spoons for the sale. So nothing else gets done. My house stays a mess because I have to save all my spoons for the sales. Yeah, that's so frustrating, especially, Kathy, when the current research is showing that genetically you can automatically not, because of your genetics, not going to respond well to a medication. Yeah. So a good doctor who's well informed is going to know that people have reactions to medications. And so far, I haven't found any that work for me at all or that don't make me worse. Ugh, I've had some that made me so much worse. But, you know, having lived with it for 26 years now, there are a lot of things. I do get more sleep now than I used to, but I have to go to bed at the same time every day. I have to have nothing in my bedroom that's, you know, distracting or business related, and some nights I still don't sleep at all. You're lucky, Kaz, to have a good doctor. But the thing with fibromyalgia is that every year I'm a little bit worse than I was the year before. So, because I tore my meniscus, and see, Kathy, I just don't sleep. I'm in too much pain to sleep. I will go and lay down to be vertical, but then if I lay down too long, then that starts to hurt. So then I stand, and then I can stand for 45 minutes at a time. That's the longest that I can stand. Then I have to sit, but I can't sit too long either, because then I don't know. I cannot stay in any one position. So I toss and turn all night long. But I tore my meniscus back in 2018, I think, and it never healed. So now I'm having hip issues because my knee just gives out on me. And I think there is I think I have a connective tissue disorder that's just not been diagnosed because, as most of you know, if you have chronic pain, it all gets lumped under the same umbrella and nothing else gets looked at. So, you know, I've heard horror stories about people with fibromyalgia who had cancer, and the cancer was not detected until it was too late because their doctor kept blowing them off and saying it was just fibromyalgia. So, yeah, that's always worrisome. See, for me, it's all, gosh, I had a car accident 18 years ago. I got rear-ended on the highway, and so my left leg was planted, so my body was shoved over that knee and that hip, and I just think it never healed. That's why I think I have some underlying connective tissue disorder, because it just has never been right since. And that was 18 years ago, and it just gets worse. My mom's like, you should walk with a cane. I'm like, I'm not even 50. I'm not walking with a cane. Thank goodness for ClickList, and I can go pick my groceries up and they put them in the trunk for me. All right, you guys. So Joni should be on in 12 minutes. Vintagerous. I know that also Michelle, Comfy Cozy Living, is on right now. She went on about 48 minutes ago. Oh, hello, Sean. I hope I did all right for you, Sean. So, you guys, there's plenty of people to go catch, and I'll probably pop into the chats and say hi to people before I head to bed for the night. But thank you all for coming, and thank you for listening to my little chat. And I hope that it made some of you feel better. I know that a lot of people are suffering, and they just don't talk about it. They think that people don't want to hear about it, so they don't talk about it, because the family members that are around them have gotten sick of hearing about it. I mean, it's awful when you live with chronic pain, and it's just, you know, it's a difficult situation for you and the people that have to live with you. Sean, thanks for sneaking in. So, but no, you are not alone. There are a lot of us out here. There are a lot of you in the chat. And no, we didn't do the giveaway. Okay, so let me put it in the bottom of. Thanks for reminding me, Kaz. I forgot the giveaway the other day and had to draw it off camera. Okay, they're not looking. I drew Ancestral Beginnings. Ancestral Beginnings gets the little singular fish shaker. All right, you guys. I love you. I will see you in the chats. And tomorrow morning, we're playing trivia for my birthday. No sale on my channel tomorrow morning. Join us for trivia. We are going to have some laughs and some fun and wear a fancy hat. And somebody is mowing in the dark outside.